and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Kirk Leins, and joining me in the kitchen today is Lisa Worth.
Hi.
Lisa, how are you?
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Now, what are you making for us today?
Well, today I'm actually going to be making shredded pulled pork Hawaiian style tacos.
Okay.
And I'm also going to be topping it with a macadamia nut slaw. And then over here we got our Hawaiian fusion salsa. And when it all comes together, it's got that.
So you've got like a complete like Hawaiian fusion meal going here.
I do.
All right. What was the inspiration for this?
You know what? I grew up going to Hawaii, and I actually have family over there who went out and would pick pineapples, and I got to go through the process of cooking a pig and learning how that all excitement was. So it kind of inspired me to want to try to do this at home, since I can't really dig a pit in my yard.
Now, the pork that you're making for this taco today is like a Kalua style pork, right?
It is.
But for anyone who's been to Hawaii or been to a luau, this is something that is usually, they utilize a whole pig buried underground.
In an emu, yes.
In an emu, correct.
Yes.
And that takes like kind of like 8 hours to cook. But we're speeding up the process here.
Yeah, we're going to speed it up, and we can do it at home, which is great, and you still get that flavor of the island, so
beautiful.
It makes it exciting.
All right, where would you like to start?
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with I use a broccoli slaw.
Okay.
So what this is just broccoli, and you got your red cabbage and carrots, and you can get this at any local market, which makes it kind of nice. It's already
pre-shredded,
pre-done.
ready to go.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to take this, but first what we're going to do is we're going to get the little magic bullet here.
All right.
And oops,
Make
there it
a little
goes.
dressing for this?
Yes. So you know what? What I'll have you do is we're going to do about 3 tablespoons of macadamia nut.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and just place this in.
And that's unsalted?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the coconut cream, and this is going to be another 3 tablespoons.
Okay, and that's important to note too, because there's a lot of coconut products on the market. So coconut cream.
Coconut cream.
And unsweetened.
Yes.
Okay, that's also important.
Now, with this one, we're actually going to use a sweetened, and it's actually coconut yogurt.
Oh, okay.
So, which is a little bit different, but it gives it that creamy, sweet texture, and that's what we're kind of looking for.
Okay, yeah, so you definitely wouldn't want sweetened coconut cream, because that would just make it way too sweet.
It would, and then also the nuts give it that just nice little
texture?
Yeah.
Beautiful, okay.
And I actually like it a little bit creamier. Everybody, I guess, it's just whatever your preference is.
Right.
You can try whatever way you like.
Yeah, and most standard coleslaw dressings, they have like a sugar content to them anyway.
Yes.
You know, there's a little bit of everything there, sugar being one of them. It's slightly sweet.
Exactly.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop this in here. We're just going to blend it up and get that nice creamy texture that we're looking for.
Okay.
Okay. And it just takes a couple minutes, or not a minute, a couple seconds. So. All right. We'll go ahead and we'll
Probably
check
make
that.
a delicious smoothie too.
Right? these little things do magic. They really do. All right. And I think we got it right where we want it.
Great.
Perfect. So what we're going to do now, just makes it nice and easy, I'm going to take the slaw, and we're just going to pour it right on over it. Super simple, fast.
And then just let that sit?
Yeah, and so I like to let it sit for a couple hours.
Yeah, coleslaw definitely gets better.
It does,
You
and
know?
especially this, so it just depends.
And it doesn't look like it might be enough dressing, but it will be after it all mixes together. And then also, these veggies will start releasing a little bit of their own water content as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it'll give it that nice, crisp flavor too. So, and it's even great to do when you're having people over for parties, because you can have this all pre-done and just put away in the fridge,
Sure.
which makes it very nice.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great.
So.
And this is going to go on top of our taco.
Yes, it is.
But, I mean, what a nice little like side dish for any sort of grill, anything that comes off the grill.
Oh,
right?
exactly. And if you
Okay.
don't want to make tacos with it, you can use a rice and use that on the side, and it still makes a great meal too.
Great.
So,
all right.
and then from there, oh, you know what? We're going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper on this
Season it up
too.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
And then I'll go ahead and toss that one more time. All right.
Got to add a little salt and pepper to everything, right?
Right? It gives
Make
it that
taste
just
good.
nice little
It's the world's
flavor.
It's the world's best seasoning.
It is.
Nothing better than salt.
I mean, honestly, you put it on
And
just
you give me
anything.
salt and pepper, I can make pretty much anything.
You
right.
really can, and it just gives it that right flavor. So, all right, from there, we'll go ahead and we're going to come over to the Hawaiian fusion salsa.
Okay.
So this will be a fun one.
All right.
So if you want, I'll let you have some fun with the papaya. I don't know if you've ever cut one before. If you haven't, I can kind of walk you through it, but
Okay.
what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it straight down the middle.
All right.
And as you can see in the center, you got all these little beautiful seeds.
Yeah. Some people actually make salad dressing out of
They
those
do,
seeds.
which is actually a nice thing to do if you want to make a meal later, you
Right.
know. I'm actually only going to use half the papaya, which is about, a cup. And I like to cut the papaya almost like an avocado.
Okay, and there's a little membrane that's holding those seeds in, so you really need a spoon to get that out. You're
Yeah.
not going to get that out with your fingers.
No, definitely
Right.
not.
Okay.
So once we do that, we'll go ahead and we're just going to cut it as if we would, I got one more little guy in there who didn't want to come out.
Okay.
All right, from there we're just going to
Score it like a mango.
Yep, just exactly like a mango.
Being careful, very careful not to put that knife through the other side.
Oh,
because
yes.
Very few cuts that you do where you're bringing the knife blade
Directly towards your hand.
Right, and this would be one of them, so be very careful because you
Yes.
could go through that and hurt yourself badly.
You can just kind of see how
So what
that
she's doing is
looks.
she's scoring it. She's scoring it into little squares, and then the magic's going to happen real soon here.
Yes.
Well, not really magic, but you know.
The yumminess is going to come together.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to scoop this out. You might have to work a little bit.
Okay.
If your mango's a little ripe, it might be a little hard, so you want to make sure you get the right mango to do this,
Sure.
All right. Okay. And then what we're going to use next is we're going to go ahead and we're going to place the pineapple in. Now that pineapple right there is going to be 1 cup. So
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and place the pineapple in.
All right, just add the whole thing then, right?
Yep, go ahead and add the whole thing.
All right, there we go. Actually, a few stragglers. All right.
Perfect. And then right here, we have our jalapeno and our onion. And we actually have a teaspoon of finely chopped jalapeno and then a tablespoon of...
And may I commend you on the chop? That's beautiful. I mean, that is like, look at that, it's like confetti. It's
I know.
Very nice, very nice. So, and that's because no one wants to have a big bite of the onion or
No,
the big
and
bite of the
not a lot of
jalapeno.
people are fans of it, so I go a little bit lighter
Well,
on
you want
it.
that flavor in there, but you just don't want it to overpower everything and get it all in one bite, right?
Exactly. And so this is actually a sweet onion, and you can actually use a Maui onion too if you can find them at your markets, which are great as well.
Yeah, right?
So I just
Or they have them at the Torrance Farmers Market,
which
as
is
well as all of this
perfect,
fruit.
which is yeah, exactly. So it's kind of nice. You get to get everything in one trip, and
Right.
it's always fun to go to those. So
Right, I know.
I love 'em.
I could do it every day.
exactly. Okay, so now we got 2 tablespoons of finely chopped cilantro.
Okay.
And we're just going to go ahead and place this in.
Delicious.
Yeah, give it that nice, pretty color.
Okay.
And then from there, if you want to go ahead and start cutting the kiwi, I'll get the lemon started.
Okay.
And I do the same thing with the kiwi. I just kind of score it like
I
I
usually
would.
just peel it with a knife.
Perfect.
I usually just peel it, but
Everybody's got their things, how we do them. But
Right.
yeah, whatever.
just take it off like that.
Oh yeah, that's the way my husband does it, and he's good at it. We
You
race.
are newly married, correct?
I am.
Like, still technically a newlywed.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Is this a dish that you guys enjoy together?
It is, and I'm actually taking him over to the island this year, so it'll be kind of nice to have him see what I've created and kind of how their food tastes over there. Very
What island?
similar. Maui.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, so my parents actually live over there, which is nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really, especially Maui, Hawaii has come a really long way in the food scene.
Oh, yes.
You know, really long way. It's not just the Hawaiian fusion over there anymore. I mean, obviously you're going to have the fresh fish and you're going to have that flair there.
Exactly.
But they're really doing some legit cuisine and really getting
yeah.
recognition for it
They're-
too.
yes.
How'd you like this kind of in a dice?
Yeah, just in a
All
dice.
let's
It'd be
do
perfect. Oh, this kiwi's so pretty.
I know, right? And this is going to be a very good looking.
Yeah, very bright, colorful, and kind of like the feel of the island, I like to say.
And healthful as well.
Yes.
I mean, you know, a lot worse things than all this fresh fruit.
Yeah, it's very healthy, very good, and very tasty. So.
Right.
And the nice thing is, too, the pork over in the islands, you know, that's a big Hawaiian tradition, and a lot of people are always interested in fish when they go over there, but I think they kind of forget the pork and how that's a big tradition over there.
Right. You know, and it's funny because they do a lot of stuff with the Kalua pork as well. I mean, not just the luau food, but also I've seen it put on sandwiches and paninis. Thank you. You know, so to put this into a taco makes perfect sense to me, especially being from LA.
All right. So now that we got this beautiful salsa together, I would just let it chill for about an hour. If you want, you can keep it overnight, and it's still, the flavors just get even more rich.
But having it sit and kind of hang out for a little bit is going to be a good thing.
Exactly.
All right.
So we've got that all finished. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the Kalua, which is the pork.
The pork.
So we'll bring that on over. I'm going to kind of walk you through what I went ahead and did.
Okay, now this is a pork loin, correct?
This is a pork loin. This is a 4-pound pork loin.
All right. And in Hawaii, once again, they'd be utilizing the whole pig.
Yes.
And that's not the only cut you could use for this. You could use other things. You could use pork butt or pork shoulder.
Exactly. They use the whole pork, so they take the whole thing and put it in.
Okay.
And so here what I did is I just went ahead and sliced it up on both sides.
Scored it like this.
Yes,
Okay.
just to get the flavors to soak in and just so you can
penetrate.
really get
Okay.
that. And I used, on this for a rub, I went ahead and I used Hawaiian salt.
This is the pink. It's the it's Alea salt, Alea or Alea. It's
Ala.
Okay.
Similar
I know it's an
to,
A and an
yes.
L in there, but it basically that gets its color from like
The volcanic clay.
Correct.
Yes.
Exactly.
And a lot of people, the Hawaiians, what they'll do is they'll bless their homes with this. They believe it's like a cleansing and a purity of having it. So it's just...
Which is prevalent in a lot of religions and cultures, salt.
Exactly.
That is, salt and water. But this can be found. This can be found at stores. I mean, and if not, look for it online. You can get that delivered to you, no problem. And it's really tasty stuff. Very coarsely grained.
Yes.
And what's nice about it is it really... you know, anything with a coarse grain like that, it just makes it so much easier to season and bring out flavors.
It
Because you
does.
can feel it in your hands, you know
The
how much you're
text-
putting on there, and it really packs a nice punch.
It does, and you don't need too much of it to do the job.
No.
Because they're pretty big.
Right.
So
remove the edible flowers?
yeah.
Okay.
And then also what I went ahead and did is I rubbed a liquid smoke on it. So you can go ahead and take a smell of that. And
Oh yeah, that smoke all right. Yeah.
it just gives you that nice flavor too, besides the smell.
Well, this would be sitting in a pit with rocks and banana leaves and everything. So this is sort of the shortcut to that.
It is.
All right. So you rubbed it down with the liquid smoke and then seasoned it with the salt and then let it hang out.
Exactly.
And when did you do that?
You know, I did this this morning.
Okay.
So I'm going to end up cooking this today, and then
Right.
it'll be ready tonight for dinner.
So once again, you need it to hang out for a little bit for
you
everything
do
to penetrate.
to get that nice flavor. So
Okay.
now that we did that, I'm going to bring over our little.
Let me get this for you.
Yeah,
You have
thank
the
you.
slow cooker.
Yes, please.
All right, gonna do this in a slow cooker. I love it.
Yes, we're going to do it in a slow cooker, and we're going to use these beautiful banana leaves to do it.
Awesome.
So the nice thing about banana leaves is that they're actually waterproof.
Yes. And well, that's why they're utilized so much. Is you
Mm-hmm.
can wrap things and it's the liquid's not gonna go through them and not gonna break down either.
No, and the nice thing is, I mean, people all over the world use them for different things. They're used to serve food on. They were used to build houses with and fences, which was interesting, and they're used in religions as well.
And for anybody who's wondering, okay, where do I get my banana leaves? Any Asian market should
Yes.
have them. And quite often you can find them in the freezer section.
Yes.
They'll freeze these, and if you do get them fresh in this state right here, feel free to freeze them because a lot of times they're in very big packs.
Yes, they
And you're
are.
like,
So it's
why do I
kind
need
of
all
hard.
these banana
Exactly.
leaves? So you can freeze them. You can break them off
Yes.
and freeze them.
And you can use them in beautiful flower vases too. So if you're having
Sure.
people over, use them for decoration as well, because you do get so many. Okay. Now what you would do is you'd go ahead and take this big
Pork loin,
pork loin. We're
which
just
is
gonna-
not a fatty cut of pork.
No, it's not.
So anybody out there who's like, you know, kind of on the fence about the pork thing, I mean, this is like a real good cut to sort of start with because it's very lean, super lean, which is one of the reasons why you're going to have to cook this for a really long time
Yes.
because it needs to really break down. Otherwise, it's just going to be dry meat.
Exactly. And after I get it all nice and cooked up, what I like to do is I like to actually remove the fat from it. I keep all the juices, but I just strain out the fat.
Sure.
And then I shred it on up, and I mean, it's that
And
simple.
then you add the juices back to it.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So just strain it with maybe like a gravy strainer. Or
Exactly.
Something like that? Okay.
And my little twist to this is I actually add some barbecue sauce. So
To the finished product.
to the finished product.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I use
That
a
makes sense.
Hawaiian barbecue sauce, which you can just any kind of barbecue sauce you want, and
And you can
it
always
works.
Hawaiianize it yourself too, right? Add a
Exactly.
little bit of pineapple juice.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
And you don't. And the nice thing about this though is that you actually don't have to use too much juices because the pork just creates such
Gives
a
off
good
lot,
flavor.
Right. Right.
So what you do is you just go ahead and cover this.
Lid this, okay.
And we'll do a little
Here, I might
magic
get
here.
that out of your way. So lid this, and what are we looking at? How long for, and
Now, for a 4-pound, we're looking at about 5 to 6 hours. So, which would be nice if you're, have family coming over.
5 to 6 hours on what
On
setting?
high.
Okay, see, that's important.
Yes.
It's like, it's so funny. I don't know if it's the age I'm at or what have you, but a lot of my friends have just gotten into the whole slow cooker thing.
Okay,
So
yes.
it's like I get a lot of phone calls, I get a lot of emails, get a lot of texts. You have any slow cooker recipes?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sure, but it's kind of one of those things too where you kind of gotta like let them know. It's like it's not just about like setting it and forgetting. You kind of, the low, medium, high thing is important.
It is, and you gotta know when you're gonna be home, when you're not, and
Right.
it matters.
And you can make the same recipe in 4 hours if you put it on high as you could in like 8 to 10 hours if you put it on low.
Exactly.
So that whole timing thing is really important. There's a bit of an art to it.
Yes, and the nice thing too about this is that this dish, it's kind of nice because if you have families that are in and out and you have kids maybe and you don't really have much time and you can kind of prep the night before and then have dinner, as people are coming in and out, depending on your kids. If they're older, they're in sports, it's just kind of a nice, easy mom meal. And it's great when you have guests over to kind of have some fun with it.
It definitely alleviates the whole like cooking while you're, taking you away from guests just to cook.
Exactly.
It's really nice. Yeah, I utilize it all the time. I love it.
Perfect. So what I have here is actually a finished one, and I'm just going to bring this one over.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, so...
it looks like Kalua pork.
Yes, exactly. So I'll let you take a whiff of that. You can just...
Oh, man.
Now I'm going to let you go ahead and try it. So I've already pre-shredded this,
Yay.
and I've drained it and did all the fun stuff. So the magic happened already, and this is what happens after I'll try to get you a little one time, not like
I'm
feeding you.
I'm just of all the possibilities for this.
Okay, yeah, and the nice thing is that you can use this for so many different meals. You don't have to just use it for tacos. And it's moist, right?
Really moist.
I mean, I love it. And my husband eats so much of it, so he's probably like porked out, but I can't help it. It's such a fun dish to make.
Oh my God, it's got that kind of smoky, bacony quality to it. I could sit here like this. And that is really, really good. I want to put that in an omelet or something. That's so good.
Okay, now I'm going to add some barbecue. So you just kind of got the taste of how that tastes without that.
That's just shredded. That's after you've
that
drained
is
it off
just
and
shredded,
Okay.
and it's got that amazing flavor already.
Oh, is this what you need?
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 1 cup of barbecue sauce in it. Now, if you don't want to do the barbecue, you could do maybe a half dish with barbecue, half without. Kind of mix it up.
That's pretty good the way it is.
I know,
right?
that's what my husband says. He's like,
Pretty
that's
good.
amazing how it is. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and dump this in.
Okay.
And then we're going to toss it on up. And I think I have another setup.
I saw another set of
Perfect.
Oh, here we go.
Do we got?
Yeah, we can use this.
Okay.
There we go.
We'll go ahead and we'll mix this pork up. And it just gives it a different flavor for these tacos, and it just adds that with the sweetness and the tanginess. It just really works together. So we'll just kind
And
of.
it's not overly
No, it's not
saucy or anything.
No.
It's just really, there's so much pork there, and it's really just absorbing it all.
Exactly. So it just gives it a little bit more of that moisture, but I mean, it already has it too. So you could go either route. Okay.
Yeah, maybe for another application where you just wanted the more straight ahead pork flavor, I'd leave it out. But this, I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get you started with a taco and see what you think.
Please, please, please.
All right. So I'm going to pass you on a plate.
Okay.
And then I already got these warm tortillas in here, and all I did was mic them. So it just takes a second. You can pop them in the oven if you want, whatever you want. And this is always great to keep them warm.
Okay.
So here we go. Hope you're ready.
I am.
Okay. So we're just going to place some pork on here.
Yeah, this is a great meal for entertaining.
It is. And there's just, people love it. It's very simple, and it feeds a lot of people.
Right.
You can make big bulks of this, and, I mean, it's great.
And leftovers is awesome.
Leftovers are always awesome.
Right? Especially with this meal right here. This is really awesome leftovers. Okay, now a little bit of that slaw for the crunch.
A little bit. Now, and also,
crunch and creaminess.
Yes, crunchy and creaminess. So we're going to go ahead, add that on in.
Beautiful. And then a little bit of the salsa.
Yes.
Let me grab this spoon right here.
Perfect.
Okay. Hit this with some of that fruit salsa.
Yes, and then you can go ahead and take a bite.
I will. I'm salivating. I'm like,
All right, you can smell it, right?
This,
It
yeah.
smells so good.
It smells really good.
Perfect.
All right. Let's see here.
All right.
That's really yummy. My God. It's everything you want. And it's so light.
It is.
Really refreshing. But the heartiness from that pork cuts through, and you've got the nice crunch from the slaw, sweetness from the salsa here. It's a really nice taco. This is good. You don't mind if I finish this? Do you?
No, go for it. Yeah, they're amazing.
I just got a macadamia nut.
Oh yes, you got that
That
crunch.
was nice too. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So we got something else that you're still doing,
we
right?
do. But go ahead, finish your taco.
No,
Enjoy.
no,
I'll
no.
get this pineapple started. We'll kind of
Oh,
walk
okay.
through it. You enjoy that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Don't mind if I do.
So the nice thing about pineapples is, you know, I did have family who actually were on a pineapple farm. So how you know when a pineapple's ripe is you actually just go ahead, and if the leaf comes out, like that simple, you could pull one too if you'd like, but that means it's ready to be picked.
Great tip.
Yeah,
Great tip.
and you don't want to pick a pineapple before it's ripened, because actually once they're picked, they're done. So unlike other fruits,
that continue to ripen, this actually stops the
Exactly.
ripening process.
yes, so
Okay.
pretty much, you know, the pickers got it down for sure. And so what you want to do is you just want to hold it, twist off that top. Now, the cool thing about this top is you can actually plant this. If you have a kid at home, this is a fun little project.
Really?
Yeah, you plant it. In 18 months, you're going to get one of these.
No.
So, yes.
Off of that.
I know, right? So you just pop
And
it
here
up.
I've been using it as a decoration on a big old platter.
Exactly.
Are you serious?
I'm
I can have pineapple
yes.
trees in my
You
backyard?
can, well, you know, they're kind of like a bush. They're not necessarily a tree, but for each one, you actually only get 3 pineapples. But still, it's a pretty cool thing to watch, and you can grow them out here in California, which makes it nice.
That's 3 pineapples I didn't have before planting that.
Exactly. So every pineapple you buy, stick it in the ground.
Right, okay. I did not know that.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
So now what I like to do is I just cut off the top and the butt, and then we just cut around the sides.
Okay.
Just get it a nice clean cut. All right.
I devoured that.
You did. You gonna lick the plate?
Don't tempt me.
Okay.
People are watching.
Okay.
I'll do it.
So what I'm going to do here is I just want to make sure that I cut in enough so that I get rid of these little pivots that you're going to see as we cut down.
Right. Those are a little unwieldy, right?
Yeah,
Little
you don't
tough
wanna
to
eat
chew,
'em.
Somewhat, edible, but not so much digestible.
Exactly.
All right.
So I maybe do sometimes a little bit more of a cut.
Understood,
Just
right.
to make sure, because otherwise you're going back through, you're picking it all out,
Right.
and that's never
I
fun.
gotcha.
Yeah. So just go ahead and we'll just keep turning it.
Pineapple's just delicious stuff. I
Oh my
really
goodness.
enjoy this.
Yes.
Summertime. Throw it on the grill.
There's so many things you can do with a pineapple. I mean, it's just amazing. This is one fruit that just, it's wonderful.
Delicious in a sorbet.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we get all these.
All those little spiny things off, right?
Well, you do. You don't want to eat them. So what we would do is go like that.
Okay.
Now, I would take this on its side. Go ahead, cut it straight down the middle.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a little juicy one. Pop it on
it's
over.
Very juicy.
It is very juicy. And the nice thing is you don't have to put a pineapple in a fridge. You could, just take it anywhere, cut it up, and it's just, pineapples are wonderful.
Yeah. Should we start melting the chocolate?
Yes, let's go for it.
Okay.
And I always cut out the core of it. It's just a little too firm for me.
Once again, same thing. Same
yeah,
thing.
just not my.
Now, we've got a pot here,
We
right?
do, and we're just gonna put that on low. And I got a cup of chocolate.
Super low, right? Because
Super
you don't want that
No.
chocolate to burn.
Yeah, you want it on as low as pretty much as it'll go. And this pot is kind of one to use for cooking chocolate. So,
Okay.
and with this pineapple, all I do is I just cut it straight down the center. And then I go ahead and I take out the core on this one. Yeah, and you can just keep an eye on the chocolate too, because
that's what
it's
I'm
one
gonna.
important.
I am going to be very diligent about this, moving it on and off your heat.
Yes, and And so what I like to do, once I get these, I like to do like bigger pieces.
Okay.
They're just fun. I mean, it's going to be like a popsicle.
Okay.
So we're just going to take some of these sticks.
All right.
And what I do is I just go ahead and I push them in. And I make sure they go in good.
Okay. Oh, look at that, like popsicles or lollipops.
And then, these are so easy. You can wrap them up in plastic wrap. You pop them in the freezer. I like to put them in there just for a few hours because you still get that nice juiciness too.
Nice, yeah.
So it gives it a little bit of a different flavor.
Yeah, well, it's really making it like a summertime dessert now.
Exactly. And you can do it both ways. If you don't want to freeze it, go
Sure.
ahead and just leave it like this.
Right.
And so then you just go ahead and you place it on. And it makes a pretty little thing for guests too, decoration.
Beautiful.
Yes. So go ahead and
Starting to get there. Starting to get there.
We're
Now, you
slowly-
don't add anything to this to like sort of like loosen it up a little bit?
You know what? I don't. I just go straight for the chocolate.
Straight chocolate.
Yes.
And you could use dark chocolate here.
You know what? You can have fun with it. They have all kinds of fun chocolate now. So you could do anything you want with this chocolate.
Right.
I use a milk chocolate.
Okay.
But they also make some wonderful like coconut chocolates, dark chocolates, that just
Right, now
great.
you're going to actually put coconut on top of this,
I
right?
am. I'm gonna drizzle it and then we're gonna sprinkle it.
All right. Now we're pretty much there.
Okay. If we want to just grab the squeezy tube.
Oh, I was wondering how you're going to get that in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'll go ahead and take this off so it doesn't.
okay.
Just get it
So I
nice
can
and
turn
going.
this off now, right?
Yes, go
Okay,
for it.
I'm going to do that. Get this out of the way.
Perfect. So we'll go ahead. We're going to get this in here.
Hold this.
Perfect. Which gives it.
We kind of have a big bottle for how much we have, right?
We do. You could definitely use a smaller one.
Well, worst comes to worst, too. You know what? I mean, it's like you can always take
Get
the
a li-
spatula and just,
Yep,
right?
you
I
can.
mean, it's,
And you can get a little baggie, or you can. There's so many
Right.
ways. We'll just go ahead and do.
Exactly. Like, is that
this
going to be?
little one.
Hopefully, it doesn't.
Yeah, hopefully
Get
it
that
gets.
thing shaken
We
down.
get it nice and good.
Let's see.
So let's see. I don't know if we have enough. You know what? We might have to actually. Normally this gets pretty good. Okay.
You got? Oh, there you go.
We got it.
Beautiful.
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a light.
There we go.
You know what? We might have to pull out that spatula actually.
All right. Well, we only have got about another minute
No,
here.
go for it, and we'll spatula it up.
So
and
let's see here.
all right.
Uh,
You know what? The chocolate's just not our friend today.
yeah, that's okay.
Normally it
You know
is.
what? You know what? Let's just do this. Do this and
Sounds
then
great.
sprinkle it with
You know
with
what?
that. There
I
you
agree.
go. That's gonna cover up any imperfection,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, you'll never
We'll
notice.
do another one over here.
Perfect.
There we
Give it
go.
that nice, pretty look.
And then cover it up. Right?
Okay.
See, look at that.
Oh yeah.
No one's ever gonna know.
You know what? Go ahead. Take a bite.
I will.
We'll see how it goes.
That's really good.
Great.
Lisa Ward, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Love everything you made. Encourage you all to make it. It's really, really good.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for watching Community Cooking. Join us again next time.
If you would like a copy of the recipe seen on this show, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations, 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200. That's in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number and the date you saw the show. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. They're located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, give us a call at 310-618-5762 or email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov.